Okay, good morning. We're here with KPH Raven. He's our younger warm blood gelding. He's broken in some time ago, turned out, brought back into work, turned out, blah blah, due to circumstance, rain, flooding, etc. And because he's one of my horses, he's always last on the list of horses coming through. The other horses training at elementary medium and the Clydesdales training novice elementary, so they're also more fun. But Lance is broken for the next couple of weeks with an eye infection, so I have no excuses. I definitely have time to work two horses with my current circumstance, so that means Raven has to step up to the plate and stop being lazy and in the paddock. So I wanted to talk about reasons for lunging the fresh horse, or the young unbalanced horse. So the real reason for lunging with the Kula Lunge is to get your horse working in a balanced, more connected frame. Woo, woo, woo. Now, personally, boy, I have a shite full back. I live with constant hip pain. I've got bulging disc and sciatica. Sometimes it's difficult to walk, but these days, luckily, I can generally ride pain-free, which is huge for me. But one of the reasons I can ride pain-free is because I prepare my horses from the ground before I get on their backs. So, whether it's a breaker or a client's horse, I want that horse walking, trotting, and cantering in around a connected frame and able to do balanced transitions before I get on its back. So, good boy. For the horse that is learning how to carry a rider, or for the horse that hasn't been trained how to carry a rider correctly, when you add the rider's weight onto their back, it makes things more difficult for them. So by breaking down the exercise or the job that you're giving them into working them and teaching them how to utilize their top line muscles and carry themselves and around a connected frame before you put the rider on their back, it actually makes it easier for the horse to then learn to carry the weight of a rider while using their top line muscles. Obviously, the more balanced a rider, the easier the horse is going to find it to carry that rider. So if you've got a rider that's like leaning back or leaning forward or sideways, that's actually going to unbalance the horse. So the better you ride, the better the horse will go. But conversely, the better the horse goes under you, the better you can then ride. The other thing. So if he's going to run around with his head in the air and not be straight, I'm going to find it more difficult to be straight as a rider and to stay balanced. Whereas if he's going to travel around in a frame like this that's round and connected, I'm going to find it easier to balance myself. Good boy. Canter. So then what I find, if they go to my aids on the lunge, either my forward aids or my flying aids, I find it much easier to then get them to make round balanced transitions in front of my leg when they're under saddle. Good boy. Good. Obviously, when I'm riding them, I'm not sitting on their back saying, "Trot on." However, I am doing that with my aids. So if your horse can already go a little bit bigger in the trot, a little slower in the trot, a little bigger in the canter, a little steady in the canter, a little bit bigger, a little bit more collect, a little lengthen, a little collect, it's going to be easier for them to do that under saddle. And the next thing is I don't generally just keep them on the circle. So I like to be able to move them around the arena. It's going to be a little bit more difficult for me today because I'm not in peak physical condition. But even at walk, you still start to get some little straight lines. He's going to curve around. Trot. Funny, I think he's off. I have no problem with that. I want him to go forward. Get up, run. Good boy. A couple of straight lines. Start him on the long reins. We can start to do some changes of direction. However, I was expecting him to be a dickhead. So, good boy. I probably did stay on the circle for a little bit too long, but I was genuinely expecting him to demonstrate why he should lunge the fresh horse, which he hasn't done, which means he's starting to get a brain, I feel. Like, with how this horse is going today, you have no problems with getting on him tomorrow, but he hasn't always been like this. Come on. Go. Not easily. Yeah, I'm attached to this horse by one lunge line. So I don't actually have a huge amount of control. The Kula Lunge is helping connect the back end to the front end. It's encouraging him to work in a round frame. However, it's not holding him down there. He can put his head down or up as much as he wants. The clip attached to the bit is a sliding clip. So he can do what he wants. What I'm encouraging him to do is work in a frame that he's most comfortable with. There's a reason why we get dressage horses to work in a certain frame. So we can strengthen those top line muscles, get them working in a more rounded connected frame, get them to lighten the weight up off their front end, which then makes the back end stronger and helps them to become sounder and be able to work for longer. How many horses do you know that break down at 9 or 10? That's not normal. So how have they been brought on? There is a big bang next door. Yes, he's not listening to me right now. Woo. So if he doesn't start to come back to me, I'll just start to make the circle smaller, but he's already slowing down, so woo, woo, woo. Thank you. Good boy. Good boy. So what I'm looking for is that the horse works evenly in both directions. So if he's falling on the inside shoulder or pushing out of the outside, oh, now he's tired shoulder, that means he's not straight. So I can deal with that from the ground. Having him working in the Kula Lunge helps him to be straighter. So he doesn't have the influence of a not straight rider on his back or a rider that's got to continuously correct themselves because he's putting them in a not straight position. But this horse is quite straight. He's working evenly in most directions. Taking even strides. Same length of stride in this direction as the other direction. Even sometimes listening to me. Woo. So you just see him cut in a little bit there on that circle. That's better. So when I'm just lunging them, I try to stay on either pivot on one foot, or just walk around in a very small circle, because otherwise I find if I'm walking in a larger circle in one direction than the other, again, the horse is potentially not straight. So I want his body from pole to tail, good, to be following that round curved line that he's traveling on. And there goes. Good.